has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
All right, hour 2 of C2C on a Pain-Free Friday on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Couple of things. Get the SportsGrid app on iOS or Android in the Play Store. You're going to love it. It's free. You can watch the network on the app in HD. It's awesome. You can listen to the network on the radio side on the app. You're going to find that to be cool if you don't like looking at us. You can follow your favorite hosts like Cam Stewart live. And believe it or not, we've got in-game odds, stories, videos, highlights, everything. And as I said, it's free. You'll get it. You'll love it. The SportsGrid app, even my mother-in-law, she's 140. She will beat my ass if she just heard me say that. But she watches on the app every day and loves it. And she also has a massive gambling problem. Let me tell you about another thing. We're streaming on X. Just go to SportsGrid-Live on X. 7 days per 365 streaming on X. You got to be kidding me. I hope we're getting paid for that because everybody's doing it. They just won't admit it. Here's another thing. You can get the Coast to Coast and Ferrall on a Bench podcasts every day, Monday through Friday on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast.
OnlyFans line 2. Anyway, here we go.
So the 3-hour show is actually on there. It's for anyone that sleeps too much or is hungover or strung out. You can listen to it on the podcast. Also, the Ferrall on the Bench podcast is short and sweet. It's like no more than 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, depending on how much we've drank. But they're available on iTunes. I think you'll dig them. Make sure you catch Sports Rage tonight. Cam will be on there as well. He's going to drink from the time this show starts, the third hour, literally until 10 o'clock Eastern when they start Sports Rage. He's got a lot of betting to do. All right, let's get back into it. Let's start with Orange Sherbert. Here he is talking about he's had worse injuries than this ankle.
It could be a lot worse. Unfortunately, I've been through some pretty gruesome injuries, and breaking a femur, and
Jesus.
Yeah, it's been bad. It's been worse. And to fight through this is, it's part of the game, and I think that's one of the things that has made this locker room so special. Is all those guys are so tough, and like you said, it's part of the game, and it's the unfortunate part of the game, but it's reality, and we got a great. Set of trainers in there, sports medicine that really take care of us and do everything we can to protect us. And at the end of the day, we feel safe going out there.
So, all right. So let me give you this scenario. I'm at the Steeler-Charger game in the Steelers home opener, and I think it was week 2. And he got injured right before the half, and he never came back in the game, and the Steelers won the game 20-10. I'm telling you, I want no part of this guy in the playoffs. Nope. I want no part of this defense in the playoffs. They stop teams. No one scores against them. Kansas City, nobody. They give up. You give up 19 points. That's a great job. In the NFL, you give up 19 points. That's a great job. They have the top defense, in my opinion, allowing, nothing points-wise in the league. And they got a great quarterback. They got a running game. They got receivers. They got it all. This is a dangerous mother Ferreller. I don't want any part of this guy in the postseason. In fact, I know there's been talk of the Steelers facing them or the Steelers facing the Ravens. I'm going to say it. I'd rather face Lamar Jackson. I'll tell you why. The Steelers are their kryptonite. This guy Jackson beats every team in the league, but he doesn't beat the Steelers. It's like 1-6 against them. It's unbelievable. But I think Orange Sherbert could beat the Steelers, and I mean in Pittsburgh. I think he could waltz in there in January and beat them because he's that dangerous, Cam.
Great point, Scott. And I'm going to tell you, I got futures on the Chargers. I think they're the one team that could beat the Steelers and Chiefs. I agree with you. They also have great special teams. Dicker, the kicker, Cam Dicker's been money since he's been at Texas. You talked about it. They get defensive line pressure. They're a very, very good football team. Sometimes their issue, field goals instead of touchdowns. That's going to have to change. And I'll say one thing, Scott. They're not running Herbert as much because they got to save him for the playoffs. But I think once the playoffs come around, he'll actually be a lot more dangerous running for first downs because he's a better athlete than people give him credit for. Very dangerous football team. I'm with you. I think the Chargers can beat anybody.
Yeah, so the line is Chargers -3, 45.5. Tampa plus $1.30 on the money line. That's what I'm seeing up to the minute. You still like LA here, even though Tampa's won 3 in a row, and the Chargers are coming off the loss to the Chiefs, and they're at home?
I do. I think it's a tough game, but I think it's right around the number. Chargers by 4, Scotty. Barely cover the number. I like them in this spot.
All right, Jaden Daniels is looking forward to playing in Louisiana again against the Saints.
I mean, I'm excited to go back, be able to play in the state of Louisiana again, but I don't think I look back like a year ago, or something like that. So, I mean, I'm excited to go back and play in Louisiana for sure.
There you go. That was very exciting. No one cares that he's going back to Louisiana, but I'll say this much. He's had a great year. Their
game. Big time.
All right, let's move to Reek Hill, talking about the strides that Tua has taken as a leader. And I don't deny that he's done any of that. I also thought it was funny when we ran the clip yesterday of him saying he's got armed guards at his house now. So if you're planning on robbing his mansion, enjoy the visit. Come on over and have your head blown off, basically is what he said. Think twice before you come to my house. But here's Reek Hill, one of my favorite guys to play on the show because he's crazy too.
He's gotten better, man, as far as just being a leader, man, inside of the locker room, dog. When obviously the word against him when I first got here was nobody likes him and stuff like that. But as I began to be around the guy and stuff like that, I can see that every guy on this team in this building, everybody loves him, man. And just the way he controls, his offense. This year alone, really sets him apart, from when I first got here, man.
Who said nobody's Tua? What the hell's going on here?
He said he thought nobody liked him, but that everybody does like him. But here's the deal. Their season's over. And I don't even care if they win in Houston. They're not going anywhere. I mean, their season has been, if you ask me, a disaster again.
It has, and I do like them this week against Houston. Houston's got a lot of problems, but you're right. Too many tough games. The Dolphins have to run the table. I don't think they can do it. Yeah, I'm with you, Scott. They're done. And if they have to go anywhere cold in the playoffs, I like them this week.
Well, they're not going to the playoffs.
And no, they're not going to the playoffs. They're not going to the playoffs.
And let me tell you something. I don't even think they're winning this game. I think they're losing this game in Houston. I mean, when are the Texans going to get their act together? They're a playoff team. They better wake the F up now. Their safety, Jalen Petre, is going to have surgery on his chest injury. He's out for the rest of the season. And I just want to see the line on that game really quick. Here it is. It's 346.5. Miami beat plus 130 on the money line as well. I still like the Texans in this game at NRG in H-Town. We got a ton going on. By the way, we're going to have Mark Zinno. We're going to have him next hour as opposed to – he's actually cleaning up the barracks right now. His sergeant was yelling at him. It's unbelievable. He made him mop and do everything.
So my team didn't win this weekend, but I still did with this app that's taking over the game. Sports Millions Pick'em lets you make quick and easy predictions. Pick your favorite players, go higher or lower, and you can still win big even if your team loses. Plus, the multiplier is insane. With just a few picks, you can win big money. So get on it. They've got a welcome bonus to help you start off your winning streak.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
It's a new era in CFB to start off this year, put on full display.
My take on this game is simple. I know some people will be upset about it. Good riddance to the Pac-12.
Can you do it in terms of the week to week to week?
I don't see a pathway for this team to miss the college football playoffs.
We want to make sure you have those best bets in the entirety of our betting cards. That was playing, but he had that program. Was only going there.
Only on SportsGrid.
Dr. Zhivago doesn't care when I say nice things about him, which is perfect and just the way we like it. He could care less. He's too busy operating on people to have any time for trivial things like what people think of him. He doesn't have any of that nonsense going on while he's, working on knees and shoulders and ankles and Achilles and anything else for that matter. I did a story about a guy that was operating on a guy. I think that he was supposed to take out his lung. He took out his liver. I go, that guy was distracted. You never have that with Dr. Zhivago. Dr. David Chow from SixScore.com, Sports Injury Central, and SoCali. Cal, you can follow him on X at Pro Football Doc. He's the stuff of legend on Coast to Coast. Doc, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. Well, I'll tell you a funny story. Just yesterday, I took care of this dad and took care of the daughter. And afterwards, he goes, "Are you Pro Football Doc?" And da-da-da-da. He didn't know. I was just treating him. And I said, "Oh, yeah. You're the Chargers doctor." Yeah. And he goes, "Can I ask you about a player?" And I'm like, "You can ask. If it's not HIPAA related, I protected. I can tell you," because I thought he was going to ask about Rivers or LT or Gates or someone. He goes, "Tell me about what happened with Tyrod Taylor." And I'm like, well, I actually can talk about that one because it wasn't me. This whole time he's thinking, he's going to do something bad to my daughter because he punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung, and he thought it was me. I was like, that wasn't with the LA Chargers. I was only in San Diego. So it was funny.
So it was actually a doctor in Los Angeles when they moved to LA that actually did it, and not anybody from San Diego. People in San Diego, as you know, are more sophisticated and better looking than people in Los Angeles.
Well, he wasn't the only one. Let me tell you something. I love Pat McAfee to death. And the first time I was on his show, he said, Doc, I was going to have you on sooner, but I have to be true to my audience. I didn't want to give you a hard time and ask you about Tyrod Taylor. When I decided to have you on anyways this morning, my staff told me you weren't the guy.
Yeah, that must be awful that people think that you are the guy. What a pain in the ass that has to be. All right, here we go. Orange Sherbert is facing multiple injuries. How's it going to affect Justin playing against the Bucs, the ankle? They have a lot of injuries on both sides of the ball, don't they?
They do, but, Justin Herbert's ankle injury is the bigger deal. Everyone was worried about the thigh contusion when he limped around, but that happened in the first quarter, the ankle sprain, and we put out video of it from Sports Injury Central. Left mild eversion high ankle sprain, opposite side of the right high ankle sprain he had at the beginning earlier this season. That's the bigger deal. He's going to play, but how mobile is the question?
Let's go to Keon Coleman. He's been out for a while for the Bills. Is he finally going to be back in the lineup this week? How is the health of their defense on top of Coleman?
The health of their defense has gotten a lot better. I mean, the return of Matt Milano makes a big difference there to the Bills' defense, and so that's been good news. Keon Coleman will be fine this week. Look, for a wide receiver, wrist injury, He's been working out lower body. That's how they get open. He's going to be fine. Dalton Kincaid with his PCL is getting close, but maybe not this week. But could be, but maybe not.
The Lions defense has had all kinds of guys banged up. What's their unit score at 6 score?
Well, there's no question the Lions defense was very banged up last week, and that's where we, the Green Bay game, et cetera, where we were liking it. Their D-line has made a good recovery. 3 key D linemen are back this week. So they're still banged up overall, but getting a couple of D linemen back are huge for Detroit Lions.
Marshawn Lattimore finally going to make his debut for the Commanders. Is he going to be on a snap count, or is he full go?
I think this is the game he's been targeting. He even said that, you traded me. This is the revenge game, et cetera. I think he should be full go. It's time.
So Hollywood Brown and Harrison Butker are open window now for their return. When might we see them?
Maybe not this week, but next week is realistic for both. For Hollywood Brown, I never thought his season was over with that SC joint injury. His legs are in good shape. He's going to look good. He's got no restrictions on the shoulder. The only question is if he takes a hit, what might happen to this SC joint? But he's been cleared by doctors, so he should be good to go very soon and well ahead of the playoffs and in good shape, ready to go for the Chiefs playoffs. Butker's getting close. You never want to play a kicker that's not 100% because there's usually only one on the lineup, right? I mean, the Giants learned that when they played Graham Gano when he was injured, went out of the game and lost to the Commanders because they had no field goal kicker. Chiefs want to be careful with Butker, but they have the luxury of having Justin Reed, who can kick off and kick some field goals and play in the field, right? So Butker is close too.
Darnell Mooney was limited yesterday. Is he going to be okay for the Falcons, who are falling apart?
Well, he's trending in the right direction. He played through a hamstring before. This is a different injury, but he's trending in the right direction. He's got an extra day for Monday, so I would assume that he does play. And certainly Atlanta has some issues, health issues, but the Raiders, who they face in Las Vegas, have many more from quarterback on down.
Swift and Johnson both didn't practice for the Bears. Are they going to be able to carry the ball?
Swift has been playing through a groin issue and didn't practice much the week before and played, although they got shellacked against the 49ers. Roschon Johnson is a concussion, and it's a Monday game, but you have to have an FP, full practice, before you get cleared. He's been DNP, so it seems unlikely he skips the limited practice LP phase to get to an FP to play on Monday.
Will Stephon Gilmore be roaming the secondary for the Vikings?
Well, it's still early for a hamstring injury, and I think he probably won't be this game and then get closer after that.
Will Kenneth Walker III be able to go Sunday in Seattle?
Calf injuries linger, and I think he's already been made doubtful. I don't think he's playing this weekend against the Packers. Calf injuries linger, and they have to be careful.
What about Bucky Irving real quick?
By video, we didn't see anything horrible. I know he hasn't practiced yet this week, but we remain some cautious optimism that he can play for the Bucs.
There he is, the one and only Dr. Shavako. Dr. David Chow in San Diego. My man, have a great weekend, buddy.
Thank you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why?
because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Road management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
I'm actually not even on a side today.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that. Why are you on Texas?
I gave them a chance. Maybe not me as the overwhelming authority in college football, but entering that game on this set to you guys, I said there was one elite defense entering the matchup in Austin back to end out October. It's not the Bulldogs like it used to be. It is Texas.
College football today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, so a big game in Denver, in the Mile High City for the Broncos, because the Colts really need this one. And you heard Morency earlier saying that was his upset of the week, taking the Colts in Denver in the thin air. Here's Bo Nix talking about the fact that the Broncos don't need any motivation.
Well, the good thing is we got a locked-in team already. They kind of have already brought the focus. We had a great day of practice today. Everybody's into it. Everybody's excited to make this run here the last 4 games of the regular season. And I think that's a good sign of a good team when you got that edge to you and you don't really need guys telling you to lock in. We just kind of have that mindset, very mature and focused and competitive team right now.
I think it's fantastic that they do their pressers right by the delivery docks.
Exactly. That's like, what's going on? And down the stretch it comes. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah. Hey, Bo Nix, this guy, you saw it, Scotty. Jane Daniels was running away with this offensive rookie of the year stuff. Nix has been great. And let's give Sean Payton all the credit in the world. There was in Denver, this team had a 4.5 win total. They had a 4.5 wins over total. They crushed it this year. I'm kind of with Morency on this one, though. I don't think this game's going to be as easy as people think. I'm kind of looking at the Colts as well, but Denver's they play damn good defense at home, and they're getting it done.
Yeah, look, I'm not a fan, but I respect Sean Payton fully with what he's done in 2 years in Denver. From that scene with him screaming at Russell Wilson last year, and he didn't like him at all. That was obvious to getting this guy that he wanted to groom from the jump in Nix. I think they've turned into a pretty good football team. They're 8-5. They're laying 4.5, 44.5's the number. Indy on the money line is plus $1.75 at the very least. I just think that number might be too big. That 4.5 to me is dangerous as hell. I think Denver wins the game by 3 or 4.
Field goal.
And that hook's gonna kill you if you go for it. So I don't think it's the worst bet I've ever heard. I got to tell you, though, I agree with you. Their defense has been pretty impressive overall. Not great, but pretty impressive. They've had their moments of failure, but they've been relatively successful at other times.
Their secondary is one of the best in the NFL. Surtain is this kid's unreal. That's the whole thing. Denver's secondary is elite. And the rest of them, once they get the defense up with them with some good drafting, scary football team.
All right, Kansas City and Cleveland. Your boy, Carver High, has been selling the Browns all week as the upset of the week to take the points and that they're going to he said they are going to beat Kansas City outright.
Well, Scott, I have a rule with Kansas City. I bet against them or don't bet on them. I don't like their team. I had a lot of issues with them this year. Enough said. I bet against them all the time. Kansas City wins in moneyline parlays. They never cover numbers. I love Carver High. He's my guy. Give me the Browns. I bet against the Chiefs out of spite. I hate that team.
So you're taking the 4.5.
Yeah, I am. I hope Cleveland wins outright. And I hope Mahomes gets hit a lot in that game. I hope, honest to God, like I just want Cleveland to show up for once and do something. That's just me.
Oh, well, I couldn't agree with you more. I hate their guts as much as you do. Who doesn't? I understand and respect what they've done. I know they're good. I know they win. I know they have rings. I know what Reed has done and Mahomes has done. I respect all that. But it doesn't mean I have to like it or like them. So I just don't buy it. I hope you guys are both right. I pray to God you're both right and that the Browns win the game and the Browns cover. I just don't see it. I think the Browns are who they are. They're 3-10. They suck monkey onions. And I think the Chiefs beat their ass. And that's just all there is to it. Cincinnati and Tennessee. Speaking of stink.
Oh, here we go.
Landfill garbage. It's the Tennessee Titans. Yeah. They are putrid. Taking on the Bengals and Joey Silk.
Here we go. Well, Scott, it's been a pleasure working with you. Lou Mayon, line 1, Cardano, line 2, Sussman, line 3. Tennessee's my bet this week, and I got a lot of problems. They put me on. I'm telling you, I don't trust Cincinnati to cover the bed sheet, okay? Like, these guys are the worst fit. Dallas should have beat them, for God's sakes. And I get it, mayonnaise boy and Tennessee, and I'm not BSing you, Tennessee to cover. If Cincinnati wins, they win by a field goal. I'm taking the damn Titans, and then you'll see me on the streets, living in a ditch or a van by the river.
I know there's some really nice vans in great locations along the river. We might be able to get you a good deal on one of those.
Thank you. You know.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all. Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
I'm actually not even on a side today.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that. Why are you on Texas?
I gave them a chance. Maybe not me as the overwhelming authority in college football, but entering that game on this set to you guys, I said there was one elite defense entering the matchup in Austin back to end out October. It's not the Bulldogs like it used to be. It is Texas.
College football today, only on SportsGrid.
Kick off the second half here on a Pain-Free Friday C2C on SportsGrid with the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart, live in Toronto. By the way, programming note, he'll be here on Monday as well, coming off the weekend Carver High is out dealing with various issues around the house, decorations, Santa Claus, Christmas, trees, presents, lighting, building a new studio. There's all kinds of shenanigans going on. So Cam will be with us again on Monday. Thank God for that. All right, Baltimore and the G-Men Big Blue. That one's at Snoopy and East Rutherford. And I mean to tell you, the Giants suck on a whole nother level than the teams we've already been making fun of here today. They can't even kick a field goal.
Scott, I don't do this at all, but I can tell you, I'd lay it up to like 20 with the Ravens. And you know me, I'm the same type of loser that will take Tennessee this week because I think they're actually a dog that can compete. You said it. The Giants take losing and football futility to a new low. Ravens by 24. I can't even look at and I look at that spread and go, I automatically would bet a dog. Not this game. No, thank you.
Yeah, do you remember last year they were getting 17 in a game against Dallas and they gave up 50?
Yeah, I can't take that. The Giants actually covered against the Saints, which is a miracle, but this week the Ravens can name their score. So I don't want any part of the Giants. No, thank you.
Yeah, me neither. Dallas and Carolina for the first time in 33 games. The Carolina Panthers are favored in an NFL game. They're at home in Charlotte taking on the Cowboys. Will they cover the number?
Yes. This game is my Super Bowl game. I have a bet, Asian handicap, Saints versus Panthers. I get 1.5 games for the season. If they could win and the Saints find a way to lose to the Commanders, which they should, I'm in business. I need Carolina, Scott, so bad, and I like them this week. Give me the Panthers to beat the Cowboys by 4 claws.
I hope you're right. I hope you win. I hope you hit your bet. I really do. I just think the Cowboys suck just enough to go in there and beat the Panthers because everyone and their brother is like, wow, the Panthers, because I hit the Panthers 3 straight weeks betting as a dog. Now they're favored. Betting them as a favorite is like having a fat girlfriend. I don't want anything to do with it. So I am going to go the other way and take Dallas. I think Dallas is Bag City. I think Dallas is finished, but I still think Dallas is better than Carolina. I really do.
I don't discriminate. I love skinny, fat, whatever loves me. I love them back. Give me Carolina this week, but I hate them as a favorite. I know you're picky. Me, I'm just happy. If you like me, I like you. Give me Carolina.
Listen, you got a hot girlfriend. I don't want to hear
it.
No.
Everything's cool. Yeah, everything's cool.
You got a hot girlfriend. I don't want to hear it. Like I don't have anything to do with it. Like I am mean. Okay, so I have never pulled punches on this. Never what am I gonna do? I don't like that chicks. No, I don't. Well, you got a problem with that?
As I say, Scott, I don't discriminate. I love everyone. Give me Carolina. That's what the Prime Minister does. Friend to all people.
I hate everyone. Thank you. Equally.
Yes,
it's just fantastic that way. The Jets are in Jacksonville against the lowly Jags. By the way, their tight end, Evan Ingram, has a torn labrum. He's done for the season. The Jets are favored here on the road. And I actually think they're going to finally win a game.
They might. I don't know if they're going to cover. That line went up to 3 and a hook. Maybe Jets by 3 or 4. Good number by the books. Can I pass? This game is deplorable. Like you think the Cincinnati, Tennessee, New York versus Jacksonville? I just take the dog out of spite. Like I don't have an opinion.
Well, I mean, I thought that.
Who do you like?
Frankly, well, I like the Jets because look, last week in that game. That they lost to the Dolphins in overtime. They actually racked up all kinds of yards. They scored. They were passing it up and down the field, running it up and down the field. They had it all going. I thought they played their best game. They obviously lost to the Seahawks in New York, lost to the Colts in New York, and then got smoked in Arizona. But they've been playing a lot better in these losses, and I think the Jaguars are vomit. They are vomit, and I think the Jets are going to go in there and beat them and cover.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they win the game. They are vomit. Mac Jones is horrible as a quarterback. The Jets probably win. I don't know if they cover.
All right, so New England's going to Arizona. How do you like their chances at the Toaster? Does Arizona cover the big number?
I don't know what, Scott. This game is giving me like the creeps. At first, I'm thinking Arizona is going to blow these guys out. I'm not so sure. Arizona's in a real rut. Seattle beat them down a couple times. They're not playing the right kind of football right now. They're in a bad zone. New England's just one of those teams that they kind of linger around. What do you think? Is New England a live dog getting points in this game? Because I'm not comfortable laying over 6 with Arizona. No, thank you.
Yeah, I actually think Arizona punks the Patriots
in
Glendale. I think the Patriots are awful, and I think Arizona blew their chance against Seattle in Glendale in the desert, and they will not screw this up. They will win by more than a touchdown over the Patriots. Let's look at the most bet teams this weekend, Week 15, a pain day in the NFL. These are the most bet teams. Look, 90% on the Bengals, 79 on the Chiefs and Vikings, 77 on the Broncos and Falcons. I would know more. I guess the Falcons bet. I can see why people are doing it. 75% on the Commanders. I'd rather do that. 74% on the Lions and Cards, and 71% on the Steelers. Any of that stand out to you?
I'm probably betting the opposite of all those teams there in this game, in these games, except I kind of lean Commanders. I'll tell you, now that 90% are on the Bengals, I like my vomit pick of Tennessee even more. Thank you.
The NFL teams that can go over their win totals this weekend, can we look at that? They can actually go over their win totals this weekend. The Bills, Pack, Chargers, Bucks, and Cardinals can all go over their win totals with wins this weekend.
I think the Bills get there. Chargers get there. Cardinals probably get there. Not sure about the Bucks and Packers.
Fair enough. The Raiders defensive end Charles Snowden was arrested on a misdemeanor DUI charge in Sin City this week. We call that having a bad day. Now we're moving on to the NBA. By the way, I hit all 3 NBA spreads last night on Coast to Coast yesterday. The Celtics thumped the Pistons 123-99 at the Garden. Pritchard had 27, 10 dimes, 4 rebounds, and that was off the bench. White had 23. The Zinger had 19, 8 boards, 2 blocks. Tatum was out. Zinger actually played in the game for the first time in 9 years. I'm just kidding. Celtics jumped out 27-16 after the first. Here's their coach, friendly Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah, I mean, he just loves to compete. So at the end of the day, I enjoy it. Teammates enjoy it. It's fun just watching him compete at a high level. He doesn't really play to a scoreboard. He just plays to compete. And that's a beautiful gift that he has.
Wow, that was wonderful. The Heat get by the Raptors 114-104. I had the Raptors in 10.5. The game was in South Beach. Heat outscored Toronto 66-49 in the second and third quarters. Hero sandwich with 23, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Bam had 21, 16 rips, and 5 dimes, the double-double. And the Kings wanted the smoothie, but the Pelicans covered 111-109 Sacktown. Sabonis with a season-high 32 and 20 rips, 3 dimes, 2 steals. He was 11 of 15 from the floor, had a huge game. First 30-20 game in the NBA this season, and his 22nd double-double of the year. That leads the NBA. Then why do the Kings basically stink? DeRozan had 29, 4 steals. Murray and Fox, 18 each. I thought that the Kings would be better than they are, and they aren't.
I agree.
They've been average as hell.
Great call, Scotty. And by the way, the Raptors, they lose, but they cover. Second best ATS record in the NBA, 18-8. Good pick, buddy. Ride the train.
When we come back, we'll hit the games tonight in the NBA. There's several we're styling on a Friday season.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why?
Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
I'm actually not even on a side today.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that. Why are you on Texas?
I gave them a chance. Maybe not me as the overwhelming authority in college football, but entering that game on this set to you guys, I said there was one elite defense entering the matchup in Austin back to end out October. It's not the Bulldogs like it used to be. It is Texas.
College football today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're hanging out with the Prime Minister, obviously, Cam Stewart, live in Toronto. Again, he'll be here Monday with us as well. Thank God for that. And let's get to these NBA games on a Friday night. We'll start with the Rocket, where Cleveland will take on the lowly, miserable Wizards in Cleveland tonight. And you see the numbers there. Look at that gigantic number you got to lay against the Wizards. Are you willing to go there? That is enormous. I'm not.
I'm not either. They'll probably win by 18, right around the number 16. No, good number by the books. I'm going to stay away from this game, Scotty. Probably the over. Not a lot of defense in this game.
I mean, honestly, I see it even up to 17.5. I know the Wizards stink, but if a couple of guys, get hot and hit some shots, that's just so much wood to deal with. Indy is at Philly. Boy, you talk about stink. The stench of the Sixers. They're laying 6.5. But I got to tell you, Indy has been a massive disappointment this year after their run to the Eastern Finals last year.
Good call, Scotty. I think the Pacers are probably going to be one of the biggest public dogs tonight. I would actually lean to Philadelphia, as crazy as that sounds. Embiid, the last few games, 2 over the point total. These numbers are sharp with props. I think it's 27.5, or it's on one book with juice, or 28.5. I think he goes over that number tonight. I like Philly by about 12 in this game.
The Lakers are at the Target in Minneapolis, the legendary old Minneapolis Lakers, of course, now in Lipstick City playing, and they were playing terrible, but not anymore. They're above 500 now. They're laying 8.5, 213.5, and no LeBron with foot soreness. He will not play in this game tonight.
What do you think, Scotty? Are you willing to lay it down on the Timberwolves to cover that big number? I'm looking at it going, maybe. I hate taking favorites, but I just don't feel confident with the Lakers. Who do you like in that game?
I like the T-Wolves tonight, to be honest with you. The way they've been playing, they're at home, no LeBron. I think, obviously, Gobert's going to have to come up big against Davis. But I think that without LeBron, they're a different team. And I think the T-Wolves, the way they played over the last 3 weeks, they have to take advantage of it.
You're right. It's a good call by you. It's a big number for a reason, but I lean Minnesota as well.
Here's a game that you would think that Memphis at home, the way they have looked, they're 17-8. They're fantastic. I think they may very well whack the Nets tonight off Beale Street. I know the number's huge at 9.5. I actually think they can handle it.
You know what? They could. I got to give Brooklyn credit, though. Like, for a bad team, they cover a lot of numbers, 4th best in the NBA, but Memphis is 3rd, Scotty. So we have 2 great ATS teams battling against each other. Memphis should roll. Ja Morant, too, his prop for a star, 21.5. He had one bad game. Other than that, the guy's hitting like 28, 30, whatever. He should go over his number tonight. I lean Memphis as well.
The Bulls are at home on the west side of Chicago, laying 6.5 to the Hornets. They got injuries out the yin. Can Chicago handle that relatively small piece tonight at the United Center of 6.5?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have faith in the Bulls covering that number. I might take a shot with the Charlottes, but that's a recipe for disaster. So I have a lean to the dog in that game. I think it's going to be right around the number.
I mean, they're 10 games under 500, and when LaMelo doesn't play, they really stink. Let's just get real here. You got a good one, Clippers and Nuggets. I actually think, the Clippers have surprised me. They're 14-11. I think Denver's been so average, it's not even funny. They're laying 6.5 tonight at the Ball Arena. I'm willing to take a stab with Harden and the Clippers with those points on the road.
Agreed, Scotty. I think Denver is one of the teams we play against till they get it right. They haven't looked good at all. Not good at all. I'm telling you, I like the Clippers. I think they can actually win this game, so I will take the points.
Suns and Jazz and Salt Lake Shakers at the Delta. Phoenix is laying 6.5. The Jazz are awful at 5-18. Could this be the sucker play tonight to go with the Jazz at home and the number?
I'm going to tell you, Scott, I do a lot of stupid things. As you say, hey, I'm Cam Stewart. I bet on Carolina and Tennessee. But I'm telling you, I like the Jazz tonight. This is the hook, line, and sinker game of the night. People are going to line up to take the Suns. I'm on the Jazz. I do a lot of stupid things, but I think it's a good spot for the Jazz tonight. Give me the dog.
All right, Spurs and Blazers at the Moda in Rip City tonight. San Antonio's laying 3.5, 225.5 is the total. The Spurs are 500. The Blazers are 8-16. They've been awful. They got guys out of the lineup. Are you willing to take the Spurs as road favorites to win by 4 here?
I would, but I don't love the game. But yeah, it's San Antonio or nothing for me, Scott. I think, and I like the game going over the number.
Chris Paul says he may finally retire after another year or two of playing. Currently in year 20 of his career, averaging 10.9 points, 8.5 dimes, 1.5 steals a game, still over 3,700 dimes behind John Stockton for number 1 overall. He's not going to catch John Stockton, but he'll finish number 2 in his career all time in dimes. And that is really incredible when you think about it. You got to give credit to Chris Paul. He's been a baller, and he can certainly run the dimes and the pick and roll as good as anybody ever. Army-Navy tomorrow at the dump in Landover, Cam, and I know I'm going to be talking at the top of the hour with Mark Zinno about the game. What's your feeling about the Middies against the Knights? Obviously, I think that they kicked Tulane's ass up in West Point in the dark by the river in cold weather. They kicked Tulane's ass. In fact, their triple option is unbelievable. They've had a stunning season. Look at Army's record. They've been ranked. Navy was ranked, but they've stumbled 3 times. You see the price. Do you think they cover the 5.5?
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take Navy in this spot. And Zinno, thank God he doesn't live in my area because he's kind of come and put me in a chokehold. I think a lot of people are on Army. Did you get the best of the number? No. I lean Navy, and they have, you know what? You could save your season in a game like this, a rivalry game. I think Army wins, but I don't like them to win by a lot. Give me Navy. I'll take the midshipman, please, as Zinno wants to choke me out.
Yeah, I got to tell you, yesterday I was like, that number's too high. It was 6.5. Now it's 5.5. I still can't come to grips with Navy. I think Army is flat out better than Navy this year. I think Army wins that game and covers.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
two guys that can do it all. Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
I'm actually not even on a side today.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that. Why are you on Texas?
I gave them a chance. Maybe not me as the overwhelming authority in college football, but entering that game on this set to you guys, I said there was one elite defense entering the matchup in Austin back to end out October. It's not the Bulldogs like it used to be. It is Texas.
College football today, only on SportsGrid.
Let's hook up with my boy Rich Sermonello.
Hey, Scott, we finally have the college football playoff field set, 12 teams. Couldn't be more excited. I know over the weekend there was a lot of debate. Should it be SMU? Should it be Alabama? I don't think there was a good choice. Committee did the best job it could. Not sure either SMU or Alabama deserved to be in the playoffs. Committee went with SMU. That's fine. I mean, they didn't beat a top 25 team. We're not a conference champ, but by the same token, Alabama with two difficult losses, Vanderbilt, ugly to Oklahoma late in the season. So here we are. I think the big win, Scott, is the fact that we're talking about the 12th team in a playoff rather than the 4th like we did in the past. That to me is undeniable progress. I think we've got a great slate of games. Let's reel them off real quick. Number 12, Clemson going to Texas. Number 11, SMU at Penn State. 10, Indiana at Notre Dame, an all-Indiana game against the Irish and the Hoosiers. And finally, Tennessee, number 9 at Ohio State, 8. So I think it's a great slate of games. The one that jumps out at me quickly is Clemson. I liked Clemson last weekend. I survived on a 56-yard walk-off field goal. But Clemson going to Texas, I'm not impressed by this Texas team. Clemson, with a chance to get healthy over the next couple of weeks. Cade Klubnik, their quarterback, is going to Austin, his hometown. You've got a coach in Dabo Swinney who has won 2 national championships. If you're going to give me double-digit points, I don't think Clemson pulls the upset on the road. But again, Texas, look at what Texas has done over the last month. Last 4 games, failed to score more than 20 points in 3 of those games. Didn't look great against Georgia in the SEC title game, despite the fact that Carson Beck was out. So I like Clemson in the opener. One big takeaway in terms of the playoff bracket, and I think this has to change. I don't want to nitpick because I'm happy about the 12-team playoff. But the easiest path right now, Scott, is Penn State at number 6, which just doesn't make sense. Open with SMU, a team that was in the group of 5 last year. Round 2, if they win, would be against Boise State. Love Ashton Genty and what Boise State has done. But easiest path should not be number 6. I think in the future, we need to look at not reseeding, but instead not giving automatic berths just because you won your conference championship. So Boise State, Arizona State, with buys in the first round, I think doesn't make sense. So Penn State, if you want to look for some long odds in terms of the national championship, plus 600, something to consider with the Nittany Lions.
My man, Rich. Thanks, buddy. Have an awesome weekend. If I don't see you, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hopefully I will see you again. The playoffs start next week. Friday night, it's going to be crazy. My Hoosiers going to Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend. Let me have
you and Carver.
Belichick. We got Coach Belichick excited about the North Carolina gig.
College kind of came to me this year. I didn't necessarily go and seek it out, but I had many coaches. I mean, we're probably a couple of dozen coaches talk to me and say, hey, can we sit down and talk to you about these things? Let's call it salary cap of pro football relative to college football, the headsets, the green dot, the 2-minute warning, the tablets on the sideline. Those were all rules changes this year in college football that were either the same or similar to what we had in the NFL. And these coaches said, hey, coach, can we just talk to you about how you did this, how you did that, how did you use this? I'd say that started to make me a lot more aware of it, because the first thing I had to do was learn about it and say, okay, well, what are you dealing with here? And then they would kind of explain. Long answer to a short question here, sorry. You know how I like to ramble on in press conferences, right? But yeah, you just, as you learn different things about different programs and you start to put it all together, then there's some common threads, and then there's some variables.
Well, there you go. So not everyone was on board with the signing of Belichick. As reports say, the AD and the UNC board chair were split on whether or not to hire the Hall of Fame coach. Well, evidently, we saw who won that power struggle. The Belichick over-under wins at UNC in his first year. Do we have that really quick? How many wins? There you go. Over 7.5 wins plus $1.02. Under minus $1.36. What do you think he'll do, Cam?
Under. I'll take under.
I'll take over.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
He also said that the Bears head coaching opening would be the most coveted job after the season.
They'll let that guy stay. I heard today that they were very worried about screwing up Caleb Williams, so that he likes this guy Brown so much that they may let him stay as the head coach. What a disaster that'll turn into.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
I'm actually not even on a side today. Yeah. And I'll get to that. Why are you on Texas? I gave them a chance. Maybe not me as the overwhelming authority in college football, but entering that game on this set to you guys, I said there was one elite defense entering the matchup in Austin back to end out October. It's not the Bulldogs like it used to be. It is Texas.
College football today, only on SportsGrid.
We are close right now to round 1 perfection. And the problem I'm going to have is, depending on some of these outcomes on Saturday, it's going to ruin my excitement for round number 1.
I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to scream. Called my doctor after last Monday when we went at it. He said, listen, the blood pressure was off the charts. We can't have you looking like that. I don't want to see neck veins.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.